Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another standard brew. Today building around a Goliath Daydreamer, this 4-mana 4/4 giant wizard from Lorwyn Eclipsed. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, exile that card with a dream counter on it, instead of putting it in your graveyard as it resolves. And whenever it attacks, you may cast a spell from among cards you own without paying its mana cost, basically. So what's going on here? This is not really a combo deck per se. I would say it's more like a mid-range styled list. We're kind of doing the authority of the console split up thing. I don't know that it's that good, generally, that combination, like, as a main deck plan. It really depends on the kind of matchup you run into, right? But it works kind of nicely here because a couple reasons. First off, Goliath Daydreamer and Split Up. So if you have a Goliath Daydreamer on the field, right, and you cast a Split Up and destroy all tapped creatures, and then exile the Split Up, and then attack with the Daydreamer, you can then cast it to destroy all untapped creatures. And it's just kind of this cute little one-sided board wipe. So if the matchup is relevant, like if board wipes are relevant in the matchup, that could be an interesting play. Other than that, we're also on 4 push-pull here. So push-pull works a lot better if you can consistently cast it, and Authority of the Consoles allows us to consistently cast it. But the other sort of idea going on here with the Goliath Daydreamers, we can kind of cheat out some spells this way. So if you have a Daydreamer on the field and cast a Charring Bite off the Twin Maw Stormbrood, you get to then attack and just cast a Twin Maw Stormbrood for free. Is it good? I don't know. Let's find out together. A bunch of other interactive spells going on in here. 24 lands, kind of need to hit our land drops. A few Restless Fortresses. We have a decent amount of burn. As a shout out to Otter Jones, backup sort of game plan here. Halia for card advantage works nicely with our Voice of Victories and Lightning Helixes and Inevitable Defeats, as well as the Twin Maw Stormbroods. It's a bit of a pile. I think if we run into control, there's not really much of a way we can win game one. So most of our sideboard is dedicated to fighting against that. We've got some extra Planeswalkers, 4 Duresses, and then some interaction from more aggressive decks in the sideboard as well. 4 Requiting Hexes and some Soul Guide Lanterns. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna play 3 matches, and we'll see if we can get any match wins with this. Okay, starting out on the play here, decent mana, no black, but if our opponent's on some kind of aggressive start, this is pretty decent. And I hate to admit it, I just realized as I'm loading into this first game, Goliath Daydreamer will not work with push-pull like I kind of imagined in my head, because you're already attacking, so if you cast the push and then try to cast the pull, cheat on mana that way, you are already attacking, so reanimating creatures with haste is not going to do anything for you. Still, it could have its place, especially in a very creature-heavy matchup like this, especially when they're self-milling, as just sort of a late-game finisher. Let's just go ahead. Let's go ahead and just Lightning Helix this Chocobo here. Save a Charring Bite for a bigger target. If they just tap out for an Ice Till or a Harmonizer here. Ice Till on the field. Another Fabled Passage in the graveyard here. Push, pull. Well, let's just go for the push, pull then. Kill this off. Play a tapped Sacred Foundry here. Pass it back to you. The green shell. Well, okay, kind of wish I had saved my push in retrospect. The green shell is online. Well, let's just go ahead and cast this Halia. Restless Fortress sets us up to Inevitable defeat the green shell next turn and get a redraw. Sapling Nursery, no! Okay, we're in it now. We are in it now. Yeah, it's really good. That's so cool. I love it. I'm here for it. How do I win this? I have to survive next turn, draw a split up, inevitable defeat the nursery here, so on and so forth. That's pretty much the only way I can imagine myself winning. Or maybe I like tap out for a Daydreamer here and go for a double inevitable defeat next turn. It's kind of spicy. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, it's not like they're going to interact with my Daydreamer, you know? They do get to continue the cycle here, though. Try to get a million tree folk onto the field. I love it, dude. Ugh, it's so fun. And it's big and clunky. There's no complaining about this, right? Both pieces of the combo are super expensive. If you wanted to be good against this kind of deck, you easily could. But it is powerful. Once it gets going, it's very powerful. And the fact that Sapling Nursery provides this extra layer of protection to this kind of board, I would assume this strategy wouldn't be nearly as playable if it didn't have this line of text. They're online. I'm at 34 health here. So I'm not just dead to like an Alpha Strike, but it's hard to imagine a scenario where I survive the next 2 turns. So I might as well scoop it up, but let's let them have their fun a little while longer. I mean, see how many tree folk they can make. It's kind of glorious. I mean, look at all these extra layers of protection too. Like, they have the mana to give their stuff, their like tree folk and forests indestructible, right? It's kind of an interesting thought that if you had like the 5 mana exile all creatures effect, that they wouldn't be able to stop that. No blocks here. But they also get to like, were I to even deal with this board, they have extra fetches to go again, basically. Well, I can't kill them. Go for this, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just scoop it up. Pretty impressive showing from our opponent here. Let's see if I can interact with them meaningfully in game 2 here. Duress is a little interesting, although the last time I brought Duress into this matchup, they just showed me a handful of creatures. So I don't think I want to do that again. Elspeth could be fine. It's probably a little slow. I think we just kind of run it back. Try it like that. I'm fully aware, by the way, that Goliath Daydreamer does not read as a particularly good card. You know, just it's always going to be the case that 4 mana creatures that it doesn't even have particularly good stats, just enters and does nothing, you know. It's got all of the common symptoms of just a card that probably would never would never see any real like constructed play, right? But I just wanted to see if I could make it work or do anything with it, make it look impressive at all. It's I've been daydreaming about it, so here we are, putting pen to paper. Saz's Chocobo, Badgermole Cub. There's a Halia. Pretty solid draw here, actually. Let's just cast it and swing in with this Voice of Victory. Gain enough life here to trigger the card draw. And then inevitable defeat for next turn to keep things going here. Mossborn Hydra. Coming in tapped. Escape Tunnel. Well, they won't be able to protect this, really, so just going to fire off an inevitable defeat main phase to get a draw. Lightning Helix, not a bad draw here. Yeah, I just have to deal with the Hydra. Pass it back to you. Another Voice of Victory. Esper Origins. Part 1. Forest. Opponent is not off to a rip-roaring start. I think I'm just going to Lightning Helix the Badgermole Cub here. Another Halia. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Could also play another Voice of Victory. Seems okay. Restless Fortress. Can't really swing in, unfortunately. There's a Daydreamer. Okay. We need an instant or sorcery to go with it. But we're not in the worst position to capitalize. They're pretty light on resources. No clear path to comboing in the next couple turns. And they can't really start swinging in with the Chocobo. I'm at a healthy life total, so I would just take it and start swinging back, you know? Let's play a Daydreamer. And then I can also just warp this extra Halia to cycle it. Keep this one. I don't know. Maybe there's kind of an argument for not keeping this one. Just keep the warped one. Pass it back to you. We're set up for some really good draws here, namely, another inevitable defeat would be really sweet. Defeat the Chocobo, defeat the Ascension, deal a buttload of damage in the process. I'm not too unhappy with a Helix, though. This kind of puts us in a position where we can start to consider just burning our opponent out. Big Chocobo. It is big, confirmed, but I am at 33 life, which is not nothing. Flashback Esper Origins. Reveals a forest. More land drops. Are they going to start swinging in here? I guess I would if I were them. I mean, it is huge. No blocks. Okay. I'm just gonna kill off the Esper Marduin, I think. Can I also swing with a Restless Fortress here? What are the odds that I just die next turn to this Chocobo? They'd have to, like, draw exactly... They'd have to draw exactly like Ice Till Explorer, I guess. Or My Former Harmonizer would do it too. So maybe I just, like, Lightning Helix and then try to draw into another inevitable defeat. Kill off the Esper Marduin in the process here. Because I don't have lethal. 3, 3, 3, 4. Wait, do I? Hold on. 16. 9. Oh, I think I might just have lethal. Kill this. They can't save it in response, really. Fire up the Restless Fortress? I don't know. I didn't really do the math, but this might just be lethal. A pretty big chunk of damage here. My one complaint about Arena, really, is just, like, some turns where precision is required, you just don't have the time to do all the math sometimes. But this feels about right. Looks like a pretty big attack. Okay, great. Xaxes. All right. All right. Pretty sweet turn. Goliath Daydreamer. 1 tally. Copied a Lightning Helix. Not nothing. I'll run it back, I suppose. Maybe we bring in the Requiting Hexes, but let's just run it back here. Gotta mulligan this. Split up with no white mana, and white's kind of our most important color here. And mulligan this as well. Okay. Well, this is something. Get rid of the push and the Voice of Victory here. Opponent hasn't seen our split up quite yet. It's going to be hard for us to win on a Mold 5, I think. We don't have great sources of card advantage, just pretty much relying on Halia and, I suppose, the Goliath. Torpor Orb. Okay. It's fine. Can kill it. Shuts down Halia, I suppose, but just for now. Earthbender Ascension on the Fabled Passage. Might as well shock myself here. I think I'm going to have to deal with the Earthbender Ascension. Mossborn Hydra. If I kill the Earthbender Ascension right now, then I should be able to, like, Twin Maw Stormbrood the Hydra. Right? And long term, like, the Trample's going to be a bit of a problem here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Double fetch. It's going to get kind of big. I guess I can just split up to kill it. Earthbender Ascension. Hydra getting big. Him big. Him big confirmed. 32-32. All right. Anyway. Playland. Pass it back to you. Well, we have a bit of the combo here. Goliath Daydreamer, pretty good in these positions. Both players somewhat resource light at this point, although they did just fire off an Esper Modwin and hit an Ice-Till Explorer. So egg on my face, I guess. Yeah. If I hit a land, I can go Daydreamer to then try to kill an Explorer. I guess maybe I have to double Twin Maw Stormbrood here, actually. Because they have all of these fetches. There is a land. I can't let them untap with this Ice-Till. I'm probably dead anyway. Alright. Let's go for it. It's what I got. Pass it back to you. Big Esper Modwin. Sacrificing these escape tunnels feels a little premature to me, but I don't know their hand, so maybe they just have it. Like Ice-Till Harmonizer here. Fire up with Bossing Say. Torpor Orb, Part 2. Fine. Yeah, play a Daydreamer. Hold on to the planes, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it super matters. Esper Modwin dies. Ice-Till Explorer. Huge Forest. Gonna be swinging in here soon. I mean, if I draw a split up, I can kind of do the split up thing. I don't think I'm dead to this forest attack. It's gonna be pretty close, though. Surely they're running out of basics here pretty soon, though. I know the list plays like 14 or some huge number, really, but there is a limit. If I draw exactly split up, I might survive a turn. An extra turn. Yeah, I mean, they're just hitting me for 5 here. Voice of Victory. Yeah, that won't do it. All right, GG's. Good effort. I don't think what we're doing lines up with what they're doing particularly well, but we did manage to snag a game win. Let's try it again. Match 2 on the draw. Pretty decent hand. At the very least, we have our colors, importantly. Island. Gran. Izzet lessons, huh? Yeah, suppose we go for an authority of the consoles. And then just plan to kill Gran next turn. River Pyre Verge. Voice of Victory, huh? Just gonna try to kill Gran here, I think. Quench. Fair enough. Monument. Monument on the field, huh? Discard an island. So they're not at 3 lessons in the graveyard here. And just kill Gran, I suppose. Plan to kill the monument next turn. Another Gran. Yeah, I think it's probably worth killing the monument here, right? Alternatively, I could just like cast a Voice of Victory. But then they get a free swing with the Gran. Maybe I just kill Gran. Nah, let's kill the monument. I don't want to have to think about it. They do get to untap with Gran. Somewhat annoyingly, but monument down, number 1. Handful of lands, apparently. Tap Steam Vents. Split up. Yeah, I'll just go for a split up here. Might as well shock myself first, I suppose. Gran 2 down. Go for a Voice of Victory. Resolves. They have nothing in hand. Or maybe they have removal for this. And that's kind of it. Combustion Technique. Now, do you have... you have a third Gran. Okay. Land. Not much else going on here, though. I guess we'll just play a Hylia. Keep them from being able to swing into it. Hold on to the land here. Doesn't super matter, probably. Island. Okay, well, it's a match of who has more lands. Well, Twin Maw Stormbrood's kind of a huge draw for us here. Just cast it. Gain 6 life. And kind of present a pretty real clock for them to have to think about. Might as well swing in now. And little redraw action. I mean, we're exactly in the position to punish their poor draws, right? Lightning Helix. Swing with the Gran. Discard another land. It do be like that sometimes. Another Twin Maw Stormbrood. Could just play another Twin Maw Stormbrood. In fact, I think I might. Go for a redraw. Blood Crypt. Abandon Attachment. See if they can draw into some action here. Start comboing off. Monument. Swinging in with Gran. Draw. Discard. Draw. Do I get to kill Gran? Kicked Firebending Lesson. Fine. I might as well kill Gran here, I think. Deny them the extra cost reduction. Swing in with our Restless Fortress. Gain a little more life. Put them to 5. Draw another card. Another Restless Fortress. Okay. Well, I mean, opponent helped us out a lot by having some of the worst draws in the history of lessons draws, but that's okay. We take those. It's all part. It all funnels into the math, right? Of like statistical, like, I don't know, shit like this is gonna happen sometimes. You know what I mean? I still got that sick fog brain, but I'm trying to power through, trying to get these videos up before I head off to beautiful Palm Springs. Just kidding. Boomerang basics on the Halia. Yeah, fire up the Restless Fortress here. Put them to 2. Warp a Halia. Play another Restless Fortress. Another Lightning Helix. Okay. I thought about shocking in the Sacred Foundry just in case, but I think we're going to do just fine. Even with 2 monuments, we're at a pretty healthy life total. Burn in hand and whatnot. They're finally doing the Accumulate Wisdom thing. I mean, this deck looks a whole lot less busted if all 4 of the Accumulate Wisdoms are buried in the bottom half of the deck, you know what I mean? But I can't say I feel bad. I cannot say I feel bad. They're doing the thing, but will it be enough? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I mean, surely they don't have an answer for this Lightning Helix. They'd have to have exactly Spell Snare and exactly Combustion Technique. They are doing the thing. I mean, if I just draw like an inevitable defeat too, I think their defeat will probably be inevitable. Oh. Okay. Now, how can I do this in such a way that they can't really interact with it? Guess I just start by Lightning Helixing them. And then maybe once they start putting some stuff on the stack, I follow it up with inevitable defeat on the Artist Talent, which they probably can't bounce. Oh, nope, they just scoop it up. Okay, great. Come on, Goliath Daydreamer, let's do it, dude. Now's the time. Bring in Duresses, bring in the Lanterns. Let's go down the push bowls. Not a particularly creature-heavy matchup. Let's go down split ups. Up the hexes. Down the authority of the consoles. Something like that. Maybe 1 Chandra. 1 Elspeth. I don't know. The hex is not that good here. It's fine. It kills Grand, but we have a lot of other ways to deal with Grand too. Try it like that. I mean, this hand's pretty good if we draw a black source, and it's just fine without it. I think we can keep this. We do need a black source, but we get to take game actions prior to drawing one. Not complaining about that. I think I'm just going to rip a Duress turn 2. See what you got going on. Yeah, take the Accumulate Wisdom here. Not a particularly strong hand. Voice of Victory with Duress backup's pretty good. Gonna cycle their Boomerang basics here. And a Spire Bluff Canal. See if they decide to hold up Combustion Technique and I can maybe Duress the Artist Talent away. They play the Artist Talent. Go for another Duress. Grand. Well, we can deal with Gran. Play a Voice of Victory. Pass it back to you. Absolutely tear apart their hand. Grandmother. Level up the talent. Lightning Helix. And just go ahead and kill Gran here. Start swinging in. Beats. Pass it back to you. They definitely have time to draw out of this, especially with a leveled up artist talent. I think it's probably better to just be on Seam Rips in the sideboard instead of the Requiting Hexes. We have pretty good creature-based removal anyway, and Seam Rip gives you a little more generalized answers to like decks like this. A lot of burn in hand, though. Swinging in. Looks like they drew an answer for the Voice of Victory, maybe? Okay. Resolves. Pass it back. Soul Guide Lantern. Hey, a pretty good hit right now. Deny future big accumulate wisdoms to get them back in the game. Pass it back. Bing chillin'. Fire off the Agna Kela. Discards an island. Abandon attachments. You may. Discard a Boomerang Basics. Decides not to discard a card. Interesting. What could that possibly mean? That they have an Accumulate Wisdom in hand? It's not that good with the Soul Guide Lantern on the field, right? I'm gonna start swinging in with this Restless Fortress. Drain a little. Draw a discard. Quench. I mean, we didn't do any Goliath Daydreamer things this match, but I think we're gonna win. It feels like we're gonna win. I'd love one more match where we actually get to. I think our trigger count is like still 1, just a single Lightning Helix. Ooh, a Halia. I guess I just like play a Halia and Lightning Helix their face. That's pretty good. Pass it back to you. There's the Daydreamer. It now could be the chance. Second talent with the monument on the field. Mountain, okay. Starting to pop off a little. But I don't know. I kind of think we're just a little too far ahead. We have the Graveyard Hate. We have a decent chunk of burn in hand. Alia that they kind of have to deal with. Them being at 8 and whatnot. Ral, Crackling Wit. Seems like a pretty decent play. Charring Bite does not hit Planeswalkers. Accumulate Wisdom. Well, you know what it do. I mean, I guess technically they have little triggers they can resolve, but they can't really do anything with them. Exile your graveyard. Gonna happen sooner or later. Key thing here being just giving them 1 card now that they don't have any extra material to discard at this point. So they won't be able to like do anything with their monument for this turn cycle. Godless Shrine. So I could just go like Goliath Daydreamer, Lightning Helix on an Otter. Oh, I don't have the extra red to do that. Okay, I'm glad I'm realizing it before I go for it. So I guess I just like kill the Otter with the Twin Maw Stormbrood and then swing at Ral and Lightning Helix the Ral. That seems pretty okay. I could also just put my opponent to 2, which is 1 attack with the Restless Fortress range. But I don't know. I know what this deck is capable of. Maybe they don't need Ral to like do their strong thing anyway. I don't know. What are you doing in this position? Vote on your phones now. Putting them to 2 is quite enticing. We have a lot of burn. Yeah, might as well just put them to 2, huh? Accumulate Wisdom. I mean, this doesn't really do anything, though. Helix your face. Inevitable defeat. Okay, well, if anything, I really do like this Halia plus Lightning Helix plus inevitable defeat sort of engine. I find it pretty interesting. It's good into the right matchup in certain board states, but can be a little inconsistent. Like if you don't have the Halia, then you just don't really have alternate ways to accumulate card advantage. But there's also that like there is that new giant in Lorwyn Eclipsed that I don't know why I have a fascination with all the giants. Apparently that's just kind of where my mind's at. The Boros one that she's a strong arm, right? And her text, if you just kind of take a glance at it, you're like, okay, I know what that does, but I doubt you could recite it right now. It says, well, first off, she's a 4-mana 4/4, and she can tap. You pay 2 mana and tap her to give target creature you control flying and lifelink until end of turn. But what her text, the rest of the text says, at the end of your turn, if you gain life this turn, reveal non-land cards from the top of your library until you reveal. Sorry, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. And you get to cast it if its mana value is equal to or less than the amount of life you gain this turn. Otherwise, you just draw it. So you don't need like big chunks of life to pay this off. It's a 4-mana 4/4 that if you have like a hinterland guide or whatever on the field, you just get to draw right when she enters. Kind of like the Exemplar of Light, right? A little bit like that. Go for this. I don't know. I think it'll be good enough. All right, GG. 1-1. No thanks to Goliath Daydreamer, but let's play one more match. Maybe they'll have their time in the sun. Match number 3. On the play. Pretty good hand. Better Voice of Victory. Good interaction. 4 lands. I think that's about where I want to be. Forest. Oh no, not again. Yeah, I guess I just kill it. See if it's important for their opener. Not my favorite place to be, but it's where we are. Chalk in a breeding pool. Gene Pollinator. It looks like this is more of like the classic build. I mean, it could be like the Bant toolbox though. Go for an Authority of the Consuls. Hope we draw like a split up. Cast our Voice of Victory, I suppose. I mean, we do have removal for days, but you know, this deck gets crazy. At the very least, main deck Authority shuts down their Craterhoof Behemoth plan decently. I mean, they could still have boards where they cast a Craterhoof and the existing creatures are enough to like stop what you're doing. They are stuck on lands, huh? So if I kill one of these pollinators, it sets them back mana-wise, right? Swing on in. Pass it back to you. Wouldn't mind drawing a Halia. I think that's probably among our best draws right now with our current hand. But I would also take a Daydreamer. I think it could be pretty good on this kind of board, especially if they're behind on mana like this. Hit a land drop, Llanowar Elves. Swinging in for 1. I love it. Another Voice of Victory. Might as well hold up the inevitable defeat at this point, I think. Does not roll off the tongue well, especially my tongue. I think they're just going to go for like an Ouroboros here, though. Simic Cub. I could respond to this and just kill the Llanowar Elves. And then that way they'll be able to tap this for 1, 2, 3, and not tap the Gene Pollinator. Kind of interesting. I don't know that I care about it that much, though. I'd rather just, like, kill the Cub, you know, rather than... If they want to go for an Ouroboros here, I don't think I mind that too much. Authority of the Consuls also kind of ranches the Gene Pollinator a little bit. At least the ability to be proactive with it. Like, it's already not that good of a mana dork. During Curiosity. Well, I have a pretty good answer to that. Just go for an inevitable defeat here. I think I'll also probably just defeat the Badgermole Cub while I'm at it. Keep them from untapping with 1,000,000 mana. Continuing to burn them out. For life. It's a decent amount. I'd rather they were at 3. See what they have to say here. If they tap out for an Ouroboros, I mean, just the fact that it's going to come in tapped is pretty hard for them. So they can't stick like a big blocker in this position. They kind of have to just... Do they kind of just have to pass and like threaten blocking and killing my Voice of Victory? Shocks themselves. Now that I like to see. Quantum Riddler, they're just dead to this. Yeah, and they scoop it up. Okay, great. 1 Voice of Victory and a Dream. Well, we should be pretty good against this deck. I guess we bring in the Requiting Hexes. I think Push-Pull looks kind of good in this matchup as like a late game finisher. What do we cut, though? Generally, I think the Voice of Victory is just not going to look as good as it did that match, right? We're much more likely generally to have success, especially on the draw, with just relying on the like removal that we have. They just scoop it up. Okay. Oh, Goliath Daydreamer, no. All right, well, I guess we have to play one more match. All right, match number 4 on the draw. Pretty good hand. Opponent is mulliganing to 4. So that'll help. That'll help us a lot. I have a feeling that one's going to help us. Just lead on a Restless Fortress here. Tapped Watery Grave. Swamp. Deceit. Probably going to take this Voice of Victory. They could just take, I don't know, maybe they have an answer for the Voice already, but we're hitting our land drops, which is pretty key here. Pass it back to you. We are going to give them some time to develop. Like, if they start hitting some stock ups, pretty good window for them to do so. Insatiable Avarice. The burn begins, but they do draw 3, which is pretty nice. We have a Demolition Field here. I might as well play the Demolition Field, be able to hold up this inevitable defeat. Winter Night Stories. Well, they're drawing. They are drawing. I think I'm just going to, like, Demolition Field. Oh, they are missing land drops. I think I'm going to Demo Field this Restless Reef so I can proactively start firing up this Restless Fortress. Grab a mountain. It doesn't super matter. Godless Shrine. Shock ourselves here. Swing in. I guess they could Requiting Hex this. Okay, fair enough. They might just YOLO the demon next turn if they hit a land and have Cavallero in hand. Shocks themselves. Cavallero. Demon YOLO? I mean, they could have an Insatiable Avarice in hand. Just going for Deceit. I'd imagine they'll take an Inevitable Defeat. Authority of the Consuls, huh? Not going to be super relevant here, but I might as well play it in case I draw like a pull, or a push rather. Kill the Cavallero. Stock up. Yeah, pretty good. I mean, just the fact that, like, we were going to 100% rely on Voice of Victory in that opening hand to put any pressure on our opponent, and they just, like, yoinked it. Gave them so much time. But we'll go for our Stormbrood here. See if they have any response to this. They are now at way more cards than I ever had. Seems pretty good. Not our best matchup, game one, probably, by a long shot. Bitter Triumph. Restless Reef. Godless Shrine. Let's just keep it moving. I think they're probably going to be able to close this one out. Not enough pressure on them here. Bring in our Planeswalkers. And the way our deck is just, like, positioned for that matchup, game one, is just so bad. Cut the Authorities. Cut the Split Ups. Bring in Duress. Yeah, leave all of this. It looks pretty good. I mean, Pull could actually do some work late game. Could bring in Requiting Hexes to be able to, like, answer the Reefs, which Inevitable Defeat can't do. I think it's fine. Try it like that. Alright, Goliath Daydreamer. This match is your last shot, buddy. Now we will mole. Double Duress. Voice of Victory. Okay. Double Duress, Voice of Victory, in a dream. Deadly Cover-Up, Stock Up, Deceit. I guess we take the Bitter Triumph and plan to just cast this Voice next turn. Deceit. Takes my Duress. Fine. Inevitable Defeat. Not going to do a whole lot here, but at the very least gets us our red source. I could just Demolition Field their Undercity Sewers right now. I don't think they play islands because they need to be able to cast the demon, right? Grabs a swamp. This might cut them off of mana. Bitter Triumph. Ah, they have a Restless Reef. Okay. Elspeth. We're a little far away from that. Stock up. I mean, this was... in a million years, this was never going to be the Goliath Daydreamer matchup, right? But I'm glad we got to absolutely ranch the Ouroboros Badgermole Cub deck. And, you know, I'd chalk that up to a success. 2-2 overall. Definitely not beating this match. There's just no way. Had a fun run though. I think you could maybe angle your sideboard a bit better for the matchup, but that's not really what we were there to do. I was just so stuck daydreaming about the possibility of doing the one-sided board wipe split up thing, and never got to do it, unfortunately. Only ever cast a Lightning Helix. Turns out 4-mana do nothing creature that has to attack to do anything. It's probably not constructed playable, but here we are trying it out. Hope you like this video. Hope you liked this video anyway. Appreciate you watching. I'll be posting standard content every day, mostly dipping my toes into some other formats maybe. If you want to come on back, subscribe, please. Thank you. And hope you have a beautiful day. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.